Welcome to today's video where I'm going to be taking this scrapbook paper that I found at Hobby Lobby and this transfer that says you are exactly where you need to be, and I'm going to make this really cute, adorable sign. And I found this wood piece at Walmart. You can find it in the craft section. I'm going to take this color tea rose, I'm going to paint the edges with it, and I'm going to go over it with this rose gold glitter. You can also find that at a craft store. So let's get started. Now I'm going to Mod Podge that scrapbook paper that I had, and it's really important when you Mod Podge that you cover your whole piece really good. Be generous, especially if you're using a little bit of a thicker type paper, because you want it to adhere really good. Now I'm going to take my scrapbook paper and I'm going to place it on top of my board. I'm going to line it up to the edges, and I'm just going to rub all over the top, make sure there's no air bubbles, get those out if there's any, and I'm just going to keep rubbing the top until I feel that it's adhered to the board really good. So anytime you Mod Podge something, especially with paper, even material, if you have any piece of that paper that's kind of overlapping your board, you just take your finger and crease it down a little bit, and then take some sandpaper, some fine sandpaper, nothing crazy, and just go along the edges like you see me doing here. And you always want to go down, don't go back and forth or try and sand upwards because the paper will pill. So you always want to try and sand it down. And that will give you a nice, clean looking finish. Once you do that, then take your Mod Podge and go over the top of your piece because it just helps to seal it. Make sure you get your edges really good because you want that to be sealed, and no lifting. We don't want any lifting. And then you let the Mod Podge dry before you put anything else on top of it. Now I'm going to take some ink, the kind that you would use for scrapbooking. And this is Vintage Photo, I believe is the color. And I'm just going to go along the edge of my board because after I sanded the paper, you could see the white of the paper and some of the board, and I didn't want that. So I just lightly go across the edges. And you always want to, when you're antiquing anything, you always want to start off light because you can always add more. And here's how my edges turned out. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it's just a light touch of the antiquing. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Now I'm going to take my transfer and I'm going to center it to my piece, and once I have it where I want it, I'm going to rub it to make sure that it adheres to my board, and I'm going to make sure that there are no air bubbles because I don't want any bleed through. Now I'm going to take my paste, the color is Shimmer Copper, and I'm going to apply it to my transfer. I'm going to squeegee it on. I'm going to make sure I've got it covered all over the letters, and then I'm going to squeegee off any excess. And now the fun part. I'm going to remove my transfer slowly. Because I applied it to paper, I want to make sure that I don't pull up any of the paper, and reveal the finished product. Here's my finished sign. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I absolutely love the way it turned out, and it is a great reminder that I am always exactly where I need to be. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.